Finance. Is you given me the permission?
That's okay, given that the question, he may not answer, there is another person.
Okay, in case he doesn't, he can come back to you.
Yeah.
CEC Finance, how many transactions have been voided from the question that has been asked?
Yeah, there are over 712 transactions.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The answer that Governor has explained, he has only talked about 6 voided transactions, which means out of your 700, in fact, the report says the voided transaction are 616. If you remove the one Governor has talked about, which are 6, you are left with 594 voided transactions. Are we together up to that level?
Yes, yeah.
Thank you. So the question I ask you therefore is this: if you look at the voidings and the recommendation which is on page 1, the recommendation of the Auditor General, page 1, briefing notes for County Public Accounts Committee on the Auditor General.
You might not have visibility of that, but I believe that that must have been the management letter, Auditor General?
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, just
You have page 1. Oh.
No, that has been prepared for the committee.
Oh, it's for our internals.
Yes.
Thank you. The question is this, CEC. Why were you voiding the payments after you had gotten approval by the control of budget to pay certain people? What made you change your minds about who you were to pay? Isn't that what you're saying, OAG?
Yes.
Thank you. What made that change of plan and change of, because under the PFM Act, like they're saying, you are supposed to have gotten the approvals and therefore the payment was recommended, the control of budget actually approved payments through the IFMI system. Why then did you stop those payments?
Chair, allow me to ask the officer who was in charge of voiding those transactions. He'll be able to be, to answer this question effectively as asked. Chacha.
Thank you, Chair. If I may start with the Honorable Senator Onyonka's question on the amount that His Excellency has not explained. If you look at the list of voided transactions of 604, we've categorized it. They have been categorized as per the attached annexures and now reclassified as per the response we've indicated here. Now, on particular issue of approval from the controller, which amounts to 41, Chair, this is an exchequer request that was sent to the controller budget nearing the closure of financial year. And when the control budget, I'm happy he's in the office, when he's considering a request, there are a number of issues that he needs clarification. Where the clarification comes late or the timelines are not bound when we are closing a financial year, the best thing is to drop that exchequer request. So it, in essence, when you are closing a financial year, you need to clear the system. It is inevitable by voiding, Chair. That
is 41 million. What
yes.
about the rest?
The rest I also explained, Chair. For instance, the unrequested funds of the year end of 156, Chair. You understand, Chair, we have a habit or a culture as Kenyans that when we are nearing the closure of financial year, that's when you see most of the accounting officers processing things. So they might process those things when we are nearing the end of financial year, but if they have not been sufficiently supported, we might not present them for controller. So leaving them with this.
At what point is a transaction voided?
Chair.
Is it after approval of the control of budget or before?
Chair, you cannot avoid a transaction that has been approved by the control of budget. What we are saying that all these transactions...
So you are disagreeing with the observation of the Auditor General, because the Auditor General says these 604 had been approved by the control of budget, but were voided, and you have gone ahead to give a reason. So what are you saying? Are you disputing what the governor has read? And that's why we wanted the governor to be the one to read the response.
Chair,
What is the version? You disagree with the Auditor General, or you stand with the explanation given by the governor?
Chair, if I may correct myself, I've said we have categorized the voided transactions as per the annexures, and each and every figure corresponding to 232 that has been raised by the auditor, we've explained the reasons why they voided.
We have specifically asked about the 156 million, and it has given rise to the question, when you forward to internet banking,
Correct.
is that after approval by the control of budget or before approval of control of budget?
That is before, Chair.
But nonetheless, the auditor who came to the ground has told the Senate that the control of budget approved those transactions.
That's why we are saying in our analysis, the auditor is correct by finding out that out of the 206 or 4 transactions, we had 232 million that were voided, 41 million had been requisitioned. But this requisition was sent at the end of...
on the 41, you have explained that one. We are talking about the residual amounts.
The 150...
Because it's either we are agreeing with the Auditor General or disagreeing with the Auditor General. Auditor General, do you stand with your report that these transactions were voided after approval by the control of budget?
Sure, that is the true position, because if you look even in terms of their responses, when you say the last paragraph, where you are saying that Kenya 5.3 million were processed with wrong amounts, you see in terms of the responses, when this was not that the transaction were voided. So, in terms of even the last paragraph itself, where we are talking 5.3 million, were processed with wrong amounts.
Governor, where was this Mr. Chacha when the auditor was in Kisii? For him to give that long story is giving the Senate.
Chair, first I want to let the auditor know that processing is not like, approval. You can process and it's not approved. That should be the understanding. Number 2, Chair, Chacha was the acting CFO then. Is briefly to the whole transaction. They must have interacted with the Auditor General, as it were. And Chairman,
and because so why didn't he provide this explanation is given to the Senate today during the time of audit, so that the auditor can just pick residual issues for the Senate's attention?
we will ask them why they didn't agree, the auditor and Chacha. Actually, they should tell us why.
Oh, I mean, it's not a deal they're making. It's about provision of records
That's
and
true,
evidence.
Chair. But again, on annexure number 1, Chair, that explanation of the 200 and something million, it has been provided there. Therefore, it's not true that it's only 41 million that we have explained, Chairman.
Senator Onyonka?
On 191.
Senator Abdullah, then Senator Onyonka, and then Senator Sifuna will go on.
Thank you, Chair. I want the auditors to listen to this, because I'm a bit lost, and I want to be found. Let's begin with the CEC finance. You said how many transactions were voided? You said 700 and something. Yeah?
Yes, Chair. But I was corrected by Senator to be 604, Mr. Onyonka.
Okay, so you are corrected. Okay, fine.